Ask the poll question of Chris Mannix there, Chris Brockman. Go for it.
Yeah, Chris, what's the best move for the NBA? Kawhi stays in Toronto, joins the Lakers, joins the Clippers.
You put the commissioner on sodium pentothal. He gives which answer?
I think Kawhi staying with Toronto is at least it fits with the mindset I know Adam Silver has. The NBA, they hate super teams. They just do. It does draw ratings in the playoffs especially, but the NBA and Adam Silver's regime particularly has so badly craved NBA-style parity. And if you put Kawhi with the Lakers, you might have the best super team ever if they can flesh out the roster in the coming years with three guys that you can easily argue rank in the top 10 in the NBA as players. The NBA doesn't really want that. Even though having a glamour team in LA is good for ratings, it's not good for parity. Putting Kawhi back in Toronto, they wouldn't walk to the finals in the East. There's too much competition there for that to happen. But it makes the Raptors competitive. The Clippers still have the assets to figure something out. I mean, they have a bunch of draft picks and some tradable pieces where they can make another move. I just think, if Kawhi goes back to the Raptors, next season begins with 8 teams that probably think they have a realistic chance of winning a championship. And that's exactly what Adam Silver's always wanted.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think so many fans would be upset if Kawhi created the super team that you're talking about. I really do, especially since we have made it through, what would you say, about a 10-year stretch of the super team era, from the Heat, what they did, to what the Warriors did with Durant to supplant the one time that they lost to LeBron with Love and Kyrie. That we made it through this era with the Raptors getting Kawhi and doing what obviously Oklahoma City hoped with Paul George. And there was no Russell Westbrook, if you will, with all due respect to Lowry and Van Vliet and the rest of that dynamic team. I think the fans would just be I'm looking, like, we didn't even mention the Blazers too, Chris. So I think so many fans would be disappointed if that happens. Really?
Yeah, I agree. The only thing I could say about Kawhi is, and I've told people this, that I've done, I think, 3 magazine profiles on him. I don't know the guy at all. I mean, he's just
that's amazing.
He's just impossible to really get to know on a personal level. But if he went to the Lakers, it would be against pretty much everything I know about him. And what I do know is that Kawhi believes that when he steps on the floor, he believes he's the best player. And he believes whatever team he's on has a chance to win a championship and should be included in the mix to win a championship. That's why the Clippers made some sense, because it would be his team. They built that team with, great supporting cast players to put around the alpha in Kawhi Leonard. The Raptors are his team. No matter what LeBron James says to him and Anthony Davis might say to him, it's not going to be his team, at least not for a few years. And that will always be the case as long as LeBron is in that mix. That's why I get, the Lakers are the marquee team, and the one thing we don't know is what's really important to Kawhi Leonard, and that's always the biggest variable when you're trying to figure out free agency. But going to the Lakers would surprise me, only in the sense it just doesn't sync up to everything I do know about Kawhi Leonard.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live, or download the Rich Eisen Show app.